And we're live. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. We're going to be continuing Sorin's journey in Endwalker and finishing off the tank role quests for the expansion before getting back to the MSQ at long last. So I did have to check up before stream, kind of, because I remember I checked with a friend that there is a combined role quest, the master quests, at the end once you finish all five, but I did check and it's not until after the MSQ finishes for Endwalker. So I don't have to worry about that. But hopefully we can just get right back to helping the Elder Seer with Gleipnir. Has there been any news? The situation has worsened since last we spoke. Gleipnir grows bolder in his attacks, and the conjurers spread thin in their efforts to attend to victims. Moreover, we are no closer to finding a means to counteract the Blasphemy's poison. With no choice but to wait until death claims them, some are overwhelmed by hopelessness, becoming mad beasts that lash out at their former countrymen. Such tragedies all too easily beget further tragedy, as bereaved loved ones are in turn overcome and share in the same horrid fate. The people speak of these incidents in hushed whispers, afraid that at any moment a monster might appear within their midst. Oh, I'm noticing some dropped frames popping up. I'm a little cautious. Ooh, I don't like that. I'm hoping it's just because I'm in Gridania. And maybe once I leave and start doing the quests, things might resolve a little. If we could just find a cure for its venom, we could do something. Indeed. Let us hope that the Elder Seer's efforts to enlist the aid of the elementals are successful, and that united we may at last cleanse the 12th of this evil, once and for all. Is there news? Urgent news, Sorin. Gleipnir has ambushed a party of wood whalers. They are engaged with the Blasphemy near the Guardian Tree, where the Great One slumbers. This bodes ill. Is it to find the Elder Seer's intent? Is it attempting to prevent her from communing with the elementals? Ah! In any event, we cannot let Gleipnir harm the tree. The Elder Seer bade us rendezvous with her at Sorrel Haven. We leave at once. Of course. That's out the southwest gate. I'll maybe stick away from trying to go through the Etheirys Plaza if I can. Dropped frames that I've been getting recently in Final Fantasy when streaming are... I'm not a fan of them. This is Sorrel Haven, but... Wait. These are... weapons. Where are the... battered arms and armor strewn across the ground, but there was no trace of man or blasphemy. So, Gleipnir, but are we too late after all? What about the Keeper and the Elder Seer? Elder Seer, you're... I'm sorry. It's too late. I see. I think I know what happened here, though I pray that I'm wrong. Getting dropped frames, that concerns me. There's no sign of the Wood Whalers, save their arms and armor. Seasoned warriors would never cast aside their equipment, but here it lies. I see not a single body. In the face of certain death, even the bravest among us can succumb to despair. Before the Blasphemies' poison took them, they transformed. All of them? Gleipnir could not have gone far. He may be watching us even now. Be on your guard. The air is thick with corruption. If the Wood Whalers succumb to a man, we can expect a hard fight. Though I dread the thought of hurting our brave soldiers, we cannot allow the creatures they have become to roam free. Let us form two groups to more quickly track down and cull the beasts. Once you have finished, we shall regroup under the boughs of the Guardian Tree. Right. Guess this is all we can do for them. Let's double check that. Okay, Steam's not doing anything. I don't have anything else running in the background. No. So this is as best. This is as good as I can get. Anyone here? Everyone. I'm sorry. I'm feeling a little bit of lag in the game this time as well. So that's not always unusual. I've seen the things Final Fantasy has kind of said about. I don't know if the homeworld transfer works between data centers. I don't know if I could, because I kind of saw that and was a little tempted to kind of say, like, is it possible to transfer Sorin to an EU server? Would that help with lag issues? That seems to be all of them. At least any others seem like they've left. Doesn't look like the Elder Seeds has returned yet. That's Elder Seeds here. Our work is done then. The loss of so many brave souls is tragic, but now they are at peace, and the Guardian Tree is safe. Let us take comfort in that. I would pray that the Great One will hear my plea. I hope so too. I'll stand guard. Elder Caesar? Elder Caesar, are you hurt? The Great One is filled with fear. An all-consuming fear unlike any I have ever felt. It spoke unto me, and its words were clarion. Drive the evil away. Drive the evil away. It can think of naught else, and so we will not receive the aid we seek. Not until we can dispel the dread that claws at the forest's very heart. Oh, this was our lost hope. We are not alone. That's... chains. This is... Gleipnir? There can be no mistake. This is the profane beast. The blasphemy that has marred the 12s within despair. Gleipnir. Are we ready to... Stay back! It makes for the Guardian Tree. We must stop it. That's... the poison. You mustn't let it touch you. Such fearsome strength. Not the ideal circumstances to fight it. No choice. Just don't let it touch me. Not a good time. Echo again. This is... in accordance with our covenant, we Pagel have been blessed by the elementals. From the moment we are chosen, we are bound to act as mediators between man and nature. The most skilled among us are honored as seed seers, and it is their duty to guide Gridania through times both poor and prosperous. I cannot say which of you will be found more worthy. In my estimation, you both have the potential to become seed seers. Of that I become more certain by the day. Is this... the other seed seers' memories? Why now? I don't want to be a seed seer. I never wanted to be a Pagel either. I never asked for any of this. But I live a normal life like everyone else. I don't get to grow old. Why was I cursed with these ugly horns? I like them. And maybe we didn't choose to be born this way, but I don't think it makes us that different from everyone else. It's a rare gift. A blessing, even. And if we can use it to help others, then we should. Don't give up on becoming a seed seer, Kane. We'd all be the worse for it. Blessing? I never thought of it that way. I suppose I just hated not having a choice, but maybe you're right. If that's Kane, then who's the boy? Right, Gleipnir. It hasn't attacked? Con. Hey. No, sir. memories I saw, were they? Is that boy? The seats here first. Is she okay? The matron is merciful. The elder seats here has fallen unconscious, but is otherwise unharmed. The blasphemy must not have touched her, for I do not see the telltale mark of poison. Still, I am no healer, and she should be looked after by those who are. I shall carry her back to Gridania. You must leave before Gleipnir returns. Await me at the Adder's Nest. Right. As long as she's okay. The saw is Gleipnir? Who he is, but from those memories I get the feeling he's someone close to the Elder Seedseer. Don't look forward to having to ask her about it. Allow me to thank you again for your assistance. The Elder Seedseer has been delivered into the care of Esumian, and by the grace of the elementals, will she make a full recovery. In fact, she has already regained consciousness, but is not yet allowed to receive visitors. We can't but wait for now. She gets her rest. God damn it, I was useless! I could do nothing while the Elder Seedseer faced Gleipnir alone. I was to be her shield. I stand before you while she lies abed as proof of my failure. Sir, we both know how dangerous Gleipnir is. What's important is everyone still lives. There'll be another day you can protect her. You truly are the hero of whom the bards sing, aren't you? You've suffered terrible trials. Yet still you stand, tall and resolute. Thank you for your counsel. How close I came to forgetting the lessons of my past. Your past? I've spoken of it to few, truth be told. It brings me shame to recall it. I fought at Cartano, not as a soldier of the Eorzean Alliance, but as a conscript in the Garlean Imperial Army. Clad in armor and magitech, another drop in a sea of pitiless metal. You grow numb to the violence and the killing, out of necessity. It becomes routine. Work to earn your next meal. But then the moon shattered and the dragon emerged. And when the dust had settled, I was another body clinging to life amongst the fallen. I remember staring at the burning sun above, growing weaker, wondering if the heat or an Eorzean's blade would finish the job. But it wasn't death that came, salvation. I was delivered from my well-earned fate by the Elder Seedseer. She deigned to save a man who once bared steel against her people. Kindness didn't end there. Once my wounds had healed, she welcomed me with open arms. Never did she regard me with distrust, nor did she ever make me feel obliged to repay my debt. She fought not to take life, but to safeguard it. Through our friendship, I came to see the wisdom in that distinction, and pledged my remaining years to her service. I would have accomplished nothing to throw myself against Gleipnir in vain, and even if there was profit to be found in the sacrifice, she would not abide it. Your words serve to remind me of this. Wheel the fleet. Excuse me. We will defeat the Blasphemy, aye. We will do so without forsaking that which we hold dear. This I swear. Just need to have patience. And hope. I made it through every other trial that's come across me. That I've come across. Definitely a bit of lag I'm getting today. Oh, hello. Thank you for the follow, Mooney Lily. Unusual to see you on Twitch. I do wonder if my chat's working. Given I haven't seen any messages pop up. Okay, no, chat's quiet there. Okay, it's just a quiet day. Oh, there you are, Nam. I was wondering, I was looking at my numbers on Twitch and kind of going, that's unusually high. I've got 4 viewers. I know one of them is Restream, and I know now one's Mooney and one's Unam. And hello to whoever else is there watching. I do see you. I am trying my accidental fusion of gamer subs this time. I accidentally mixed my dragon fruit and melon into the same cup. And it's not bad. I don't know if I'll do it again deliberately. I think the melon kind of takes the tang off the dragon fruit. Back to the quest. Oh, it's Meta. He just said so in the Discord. Oh. Hello, Meta. Welcome to you too. Sorin, the Elder Seedseer is growing strong enough to receive visitors. Come. We must go to Stillglade Fane at once. It's great. I know how to ask her about what the echo showed me. I don't doubt she's someone resolved enough to do what needs to be done, but it's the thought of telling someone that the enemy we face might be a friend. Elder Seedseer? Elder Seedseer, it fills my heart with joy to see you in better health. I am gladdened by your presence as well, my friend. Lest you wonder, note that the conjurers found no trace of the poison in my humours. If you are ready, I would resume our search for Gleipnir. They may be up to the task, but you are not. It is one thing to engage in conversation, quite another to go gallivanting about the Twelveswood hunting a blasphemy. I am aware you are a conjurer of surpassing skill, and would not presume to gainsay your judgment. But have my wounds not healed? Nose visible to the naked eye, perhaps. I worry that the strain of your communion with the Great One has taken a toll on you, in ways we may struggle to perceive. The Great One is a being of purest ether, and you are exposed to its unbridled despair, its raw terror. There may be consequences. I am aware of that, but Gleipnir must be stopped. Until the blasphemy is laid low, people will continue to die. How am I to carry out my duties cloistered here? How am I to deliver the forest and its people from this despair? It is your duties that demand you remain. I understand your frustration. If you were to fall in battle, if your guiding light you bear were to fade, then all Gridania would be lost. Rest, Kane. Rest and gather your strength, so that when the time comes, you are fit to do what must be done. In the meantime, trust in your allies. You are right. That said, I see no reason I cannot join in planning our next step. As you said before, conversation is quite unlike gallivanting about on a hunt. Our encounter with Gleipnir has made it plain that we cannot hope to triumph over it as we are. Only with the Great One's power can we achieve victory. When the seventh umbral calamity was nigh, the Great One committed a portion of its boundless strength to extend a barrier over heaven and earth, the Ermine Hedge. Thus was the Twelveswood spared the worst. If we could convince it to again lend us even a small measure of that power, we would not need fear the poison. Therefore, I believe we should pour our efforts into placating the elementals, so that we might earn their favor. I have to admit I'm unfamiliar with all this. Anything to do with the elementals, really. How can we pull them away from that fear? Indeed, we must find a way to assure the Great One of our good intentions, to remind it we labor not for its destruction, but its salvation. I think too that we must gain a greater understanding of what drives Gleipnir. It seems to bear a resentment towards the elementals, the Great One in particular. Why? I have pondered this question myself. Lingering memories of the person Gleipnir once was may be responsible. Excuse me? Reports from Razatan suggest this is likely the case, in fact. If we could but ascertain the original identity of the Blasphemy, where are we even to begin our investigation? About that, Etheirys, sir. You were granted a vision of Gleipnir's past? And I was there? Then I may know who he is, or was. As do I. The boy who trained alongside Kane in her youth. Etheirys Supin. After all these years, is this what became of him? You mentioned him briefly before. Were you close? Etheirys was Pajali, like me, but he had never known his parents, and devoted himself wholly to his studies. He embraced the role the forest had bestowed upon him, and, truth be told, was a much better student than I ever was. A fair assessment. Despite your esteemed heritage, you never took to my lessons as well as he, ever dreaming of the outside world, stealing off into the woods more times than I can count. I could not keep watch over you at all hours, not even if I tried. The Elder Seedseer, a rebellious spirit. I can scarce imagine it. I resented being a Pajal. It was inconceivable to me that I could not live among the others, and I did not scruple to express my misgivings to Esumian at every opportunity. Etheirys was a pillar of constant support. It was thanks to his encouragement that I had last embraced my destiny, and resolved to use my gifts for the greater good. We would become Seedseers together, I believe, until one fateful day, when we were gathering herbs in the forest at Esumian's behest. We met a wanderer, hailing from a distant land, who told us his beloved was with child, and that he had travelled to Gridania to beseech the Great One for a painless birth. He asked us to guide him to the Guardian Tree. However, entry into such sacred places was not ours to commit. There was something odd about his demeanor besides. With regret I refused him, but Etheirys was loath to turn away a goodly stranger in need. He agreed to guide the man, despite my protestations. I ran to Esumian as fast as I could, and together we made haste to the Guardian Tree. We found the man motionless on the ground, having succumbed to the Great One's rage. And next to him was Etheirys, alive but unconscious. In time he recovered and related the whole story. In truth, the man had been an adventurer, a seeker of wealth and glory, and as he had knelt to make false supplications, he lunged forward to tear a branch from the Guardian Tree. He was yet a child, and Etheirys had no inkling of the darkness that could... Oh, that's... Esumian speaking. He was yet a child, and Etheirys had no inkling of the darkness that could dwell within men's hearts. He learned the lesson that day, but the price he paid for it was great indeed. The Great One stripped Etheirys of his horns, and with them the right to call himself a Pajal. I was forced to expel him from the fane. I never saw him again, nor heard word of what had become of him, though not for lack of trying. Despite his hardships, did he remain in the Twelves with all this time, I wonder? He dreamed of naught else but becoming a seed seer, of a life in service to the people and the forest. He knew the weight of the responsibility, and was eager to bear it. He was deprived of that purpose by the very elementals he loved. And yet, he did not lose that will to serve, I suspect, and instead resolved to watch over the Twelveswood in his own way. Shudder to think what could have hastened his transformation into Gleipnir, as if his life was not harsh enough. Excuse me. My throat's itchy again off with the hay fever. In our final conversation, Etheirys confided in me that he would search for means to calm the Great One's rage and earn absolution. To that end, he said that he would seek the counsel of the Mughals. They have called the Twelveswood home for far longer than we have, so none are more likely to have knowledge of its most hidden workings. That comes as no surprise. He would not give up so easily on his dream. Even if the Mughals know naught of Etheirys, they may be able to help us in other ways. Will you travel to the Bramble Patch in my stead, Sorin? I have faith they will accept you with their characteristic aplomb. Right, I have a little bit of a history with the Mughals, so hopefully. I won't be long. I'll try not to be. Etheirys refined. Certainly been a while since I was up this direction. Is that one of the Mog's guard? Hello, it's Ahem. Surely you can see that I am armed. It's all the same to you. We don't want any. Move along, Kupo. I'm just here to... Quite a peculiar face you have, Kupo. Familiar, too. You wouldn't be the self-same warrior who gave the legendary Mogul's Guard what for, would you? Sorin, was it? That's me. It's an honor to meet you. Allow me to thank you personally for bringing that silliness to an end. Kuko Pig is the name. What brings you to our neck of the 12's? Actually, it's a little bit of a long story. Why, what a pleasant coincidence. We were just discussing how we ought to go about calming the elementals, Kupo. That blasphemy of the dreadful horns has got them on edge, and for good reason. I've had to ask my personal guard here to sleep with one eye open. In case you hadn't noticed, the beast's corruption has been spreading all throughout the woods. Needless to say, we've all got to stand up and put the 12's to rights. Ryo suggested that the Muggles contribute by scouring the forest for even the smallest signs of taint. Get to cleanse it before it gets out of hand, you know. Difficult and time-consuming work, but if it's in service to the forest, then we'll do it gladly, Kupo. Hey, I know you. You're the adventurer who gave me some of my finest scars. Koop-de-Koop of the Muggles Guard. No hard feelings are the whole Hail to the King Kupo bit, I hope. As long as it's all over. Not going to call for a rematch either, in case you're worried about that. Ryo and the others cured us of our tempering, and afterwards sat us down for a stern lecture. No more calling upon good King Mogulmog the 12th for us. May he ever remain unsummoned in his royal grace and splendour. Indeed. And what better way to make up for past indiscretions than to serve the realm? Even now our kin scour every elm of the 12's wood, and we would be remiss not to do our part. We would be overjoyed to have a hero such as you helping us as well, if you're willing. Something tells me you have a sharp eye for the taint we seek to cleanse. Can we count on you, Kupo? If it's to help the 12's wood, of course. Your reputation for magnanimity is well deserved. Let's begin by moving to higher ground, that we may survey the area and locate any particularly nasty spots of blight. Did I mean just dead plants? Maybe Kukopika can explain a little more. Oh, you were able to make your way up here after all. I was worried you'd be stuck. Apologies for leaving you behind, but it's so easy to forget that your kind lack wings, Kupo. Now then, where is it? There, to the south. Let us cleanse that festering taint at once. Right. South. Just there? The grass here is so brittle, Kupo. Restoring this area will surely put pep into Great One's step. If it had feet, that is. Right. What am I supposed to be? Deal with this, I guess. Is that right? That was some fine work, Kupo. I dare say it's in even better shape than it was before. The efforts are doubtless flittering about, stamping out corruption wheresoever it rears its hideous head. If I were the Great One, I would be applauding our efforts. Well, insofar as such a being without hands can clap, I suppose. How goes the taint cleansing, Koop-de-Koop? I did what I could, but I swear, as soon as I finish with one area, two more start manifesting a fresh taint. First, the ability to heal itself is waning. The sickness is spreading too fast for even a legion of Muggles to manage. If we don't come up with a better solution soon, the situation is more grave than we imagined, Kupo. Oh, what do we do? We should maintain our efforts to purify the forest regardless. But since there are only so many of us, we must also help the forest remember how to help itself. brilliant idea, I think. How do we go about doing that? Well, I was just getting to that part, Kupo. You don't have a plan. I've got it! We performed a friending! A friending? A friending? What in the good name of King Muggle Muggle the 12th, may he showers of love and compassion and Kupo nuts, is that? Truth be told, I couldn't remember the ancient rite's name, so I just made something up on the spot, Kupo. Let's forget about that for now and move on to the stuff I do remember. It's an old ceremony, first performed when the nation of Gridania was but a spark of an idea of a random thought in its founders' heads. They knew that if they were to establish a home within the Twelveswood, that they would first have to entreat the elementals for permission. So a mage in their company found and cleansed a few sources of foul ether, planting saplings in their place, and consecrated the soul of a prayer to show the forest the purity of their intentions. The elementals were so taken with his display that not only did they permit his people to settle within the forest, but they also bestowed upon him their blessing as proof of their new covenant, Kupo. I remember now. The Gridanians still honor the agreement to this day. For every tree that is cut down, a sapling is planted. So, if we follow history's example, we can soothe the forest's pains and also nourish it with new life. That's right, Kupo. Right, planting saplings. Oh, but I wasn't finished with the story. Remember the mage who planted those sacred saplings? It was none other than Sorin, sire of Eork Potter, the very first Padgel. From that day forward, the elementals would bless a select few hearers of horns, favouring them with their fellowship. The Padgel were exalted by all the peoples of the Twelveswood. Even we Muggles look upon them with awe. And that's how it all began. Something wrong, Kupo? You have a strange look on your face. Most of the victims of Gleipnir's poison are yours. And how dreadful, Kupo, but what exactly are you saying? I just wondered. So, the man you think may have become Gleipnir was a Padgel stripped of his blessing. And the Blasphemy kills are a poison that manifests symptoms that resemble those of the creeping death. Excuse me. I feel sorry for this, Aesir. Loved the elementals only to be shunned by them. Be surrounded by the beauty of the Twelveswood, and know that he was forever an outsider. All for a child's mistake. That despair could easily have caused him to turn. And this poison that preys upon those who bear the Twelveswood blessing cures, just like the creeping death once did, might be another manifestation of that despair. Right. That would explain the elemental's unease, Kupo. We must redouble our efforts to plant saplings, or they might never speak to us again. Indeed. Well, first things first, we must gather as many saplings as we can. Sorin, wait for us at the Adder's Nest, and make ready for a long and back-breaking day. Right. Oh. When finally lunchtime is able to send messages. What? Hello. Welcome to the stream. Watching on... I'm fairly certain this is the first time you're watching on Twitch. I'm going to Gridania. That's where I'm going. Oop. Just as quickly as I can, just move away from the Etheirys Plaza. So, I haven't got any more dropped frames since the beginning of the stream, so hopefully it's stabilized itself. Oh, yeah, that, I forgot I enabled that. Yeah, I enabled that because I think it has cut down on the amount of bots who show up. It's just one of those unfortunate things that I get the bots come in, and I don't think I've ever had a bot appear on YouTube. It's always on Twitch they seem to show up. The latency isn't as bad here, it's worse on YouTube. Okay. That's odd, because for myself, I obviously have Twitch and YouTube on my second monitor. So I can like visually see if there's any problems myself. And Twitch always lags behind YouTube. But yeah, I had to enable the you can't chat in my Twitch feed until you've been following for 10 minutes. Just because it means most bots don't seem to follow. And at the very least now I'm kind of forcing that I have to at least get a follow out of it if you're going to try and spam me, and you have to sit for 10 minutes and wait. Which, I know, I feel the kind of people who are botting or going for promotions, I anticipate don't quite have the patience to sit for 10 minutes. Welcome back, Sorin. Do Mughals have any insight into our problems? We think we might have found something. Though, we're not quite sure. A reenactment of the ceremony which laid the foundation of Gridania. A fitting plan, given the gravity of the threat our nation now faces. As ever, there's much work to be done before we can even begin. While the Mughals gather saplings, we shall continue to scour the 12swood for new beasts that must be purged. Let us pray that the Elder Seedseer regains her strength quickly as well. For now, take a rest, my friend. It is a rare indulgence these days, and one you've earned 1,000 times over. Oh no, you haven't missed that scene, Minnie. You haven't missed that. We're just about to begin the plan. Gleipnir has not been seen since our last encounter. The brief respite may be our best chance to quell the Great One's terror. Right on cue. Make way for the saplings, Kubo! You've had plenty of practice cultivating our gardens, so selecting the most robust ones was a simple matter. That was the hardest work, so you can help us with the easy part. If you see a spot of corruption, cleanse the taint, and plant a sapling in its place, Kubo. Do it enough times, and the Great One is sure to understand that we're doing all we can to heal the forest, which ought to brighten its mood. We'll see to the East Shroud. You should have no trouble taking care of the rest, Kubo. Right. Let's work gardening. You also thought you lost your Seri emote since you were saved. Oh. Oh. Right. That would have been bad. Your efforts are much appreciated. We'll begin without further delay. I trust you will not object to my company. I dare say healing the forest is one task for which I am more qualified than most. Elder Seedseer, you're okay to be leaving the city? As the keeper says it immediately. Elder Seedseer, are you well enough to leave the city? I should like to think I have been for some time. In any event, I assume he has finally grown tired of my objections and ceased his attempts to detain me further. Allow me to be the one to consecrate these saplings. It would be an honor to offer words of thanks to the forest for its bounty. Do you not have a Google Drive or something you can save from Too Many? That's where I tend to, any commissions I get, I make sure I've got a local copy and a cloud, a copy that's saved on a cloud. So that any, like if I lose my hard drive or something happens to my computer, I don't lose anything important. Please do, Kupo. A prayer from the Elder Seedseer herself will surely hasten their growth from tiny sapling to towering tree. Such is my hope. As Joran did before me, I shall approach the Great One in friendship, that it might see through the veil of fear that blinds it, and remember our covenant. Apologies, just had to cough for a moment. Let us begin by cleansing all traces of corruption in the central shroud. The green tear. I sense that the flow of ether has become warped there. Impressive, Kupo. Not even my keen eyes could spot corruption from such a distance. It is but one of the many talents I owe to the elementals. Well then, shall we be on our way? Right. It's kind of worth teleport. Maybe not worth teleporting, but I've started now. Sorin's got plenty of money. Progress for rewards is 66%. Progress for rewards? Is this the place? You have a 14 reward pro? Oh yeah, there's a like Final Fantasy. Better make it worth after all that annoying account retrieval and resets. Oh, did you have to? Okay, I just got as well like 2 minutes ago. You've received this reward for Square Enix. Experience boost meal set times 10. Okay, is that the reason you swapped over to Twitch money to get free stuff? The blight upon the forest must be cleansed. When you have finished, I shall consecrate the sapling and soil of prayer. Right. Free is free, indeed. Free is free, yep. Hello, meta. Cool. Oh yeah. I didn't know you had a Twitch account, Minnie. I do believe I've followed to it. Otherwise you would have just stayed in your comfort zone of YouTube. Yeah. Fair enough. I kind of remember I'd seen the notification that there were like Twitch rewards for Final Fantasy XIV to help promote Dawn Trail. But I hadn't processed that I'm on Twitch streaming Final Fantasy. In gratitude for your boundless blessings, do I offer this gift. May it nourish you as you nourish us. Well, one down. At last, the earth is cleansed. There is a settlement not far from here. We should tell them of this sapling. Bid them watch over and keep it safe from harm. Of course, Elder Seed, sir. I shall relay your words forthwith. It will give the people hope to know they can aid in the restoration of the Twelveswood. Thank you. And now we must go. Might try Twitch again, but hey, money. Me and Nam care. And you don't know if your other viewers might be Twitch mains. I don't. Is that a thing? Twitch mains. You guys already know. You don't. I mean, also, I mean, to be fair, I'm in the same boat, money. In both things. I do not get view. So, streaming is a little bit of an oversaturated market. I just kind of keep to Twitch because I know if I do ever get to the point where I can get Twitch affiliate, there are some cool, I suppose even sometimes in games without affiliate, but there's games that have cool Twitch integrations, and I don't think YouTube has as much of that. Yeah, if it wasn't for that, I probably would just focus entirely on YouTube. Silent Arbor. There something foul impedes the flow of ether. Let us hurry. Right. Long before she met any of us. Yeah, I was about to say I don't remember Sapphire ever having a face cam. Or even just, I suppose it would, from the moment I kind of saw her streaming, I think she'd already started VTubing. At least you don't get asked that on YouTube. Yeah. I know I used to use a face cam, but I'm embarrassed of my face. I hadn't realized you revealed your face on YouTube. Technically, you already showed your... Yeah, technically, none of it does, those videos, mostly, they exist, they're just not publicly accessible. You remember my Zoom. I think you're you're possibly one of the very few people who actually has access to them now, Mooney. Because they're unlisted, so I think the only way you can access my Soma vids is through a direct link. Was it Subnautica? In my... Oh no, I used to do a face cam for all my streams, but that was... Oh, sorry, I'm getting off track, but let me check that. How long ago was that? My videos. I don't think... No, I did. I never... This was before I did live videos, because I didn't... My webcam setup was really weird. I wasn't using an actual webcam. I was using a camcorder that I had to... Yeah, that was just when I was doing normal uploads. That was 2019 I stopped. Yeah, finishing. I did my Subnautica playthrough and finished off. No, what was it? Yeah, Subnautica, Five Nights at Freddy's, Antichamber, Super Hexagon. Oh, no, that makes me cringe looking at those thumbnails. I I kind of keep my old stuff like still on YouTube, just private, because I don't want to delete it. Doesn't make you feel. It doesn't make me feel old. I just feel. I look at the quality of it and the weird things I was doing with my face in Photoshop and just. But what was it? Was it you who brought it up in Mooney in Discord at that time, that cringing at your old self is proof that you've matured? You keep the cringe to remind yourself how much I've grown. Did have quite interesting thumbnails. Don't talk about thumbnails. I only have the one I was proud. I was kind of proud of the. I'm not proud, but I was very happy with the final Soma thumbnail I made. I spent a good few hours working on that one, and I was very happy with how it came out. Pray seed to the corruption, that I may plant and bless the sapling. I've gotten distracted enough by unrelated topics. Right, water this time. Right. And I've run down. The injury has begun to heal, and our next destination lies to the north. Near Hurstmill, I believe. 'Tis faint, for we are far from the source. Nevertheless, I am certain it is there. Come. Right. Hurstmill, that's, near Fallward Float. Oh. Near-ish. Somewhere here? In the village itself? Seat, sir? Is there corruption here? It is fortunate that the corruption here is faint. A simple prayer should suffice to cleanse this soil, after which we may plant the sapling. Nope, you got your first reward. Meal set times 10. I sense no other disruptions in the etheric flow, which leads me to believe that the Mughals have already seen to the remainder. Indeed, the 12s would sighs of a contentment I have not felt in a long while. Will it serve to placate the Great One, I cannot say. Not until we visit the Guardian Tree. Hello. Excuse me, but you're the Elder Seed, sir, aren't you? What brings you all the way to our village? Corruption that had upset the balance of Aether, but that we have since cleansed with prayer and saplings. Thus as the 12 would reclaim a measure of peace. You've been planting trees. We have. The elementals have suffered much of late, and with these offerings we endeavour to raise their spirits. Elder Seed, sir, I've got to protest. What of your people's spirits? We who dread every step we must take out of doors. That terrible monster is still out there, preying upon innocent folk without rhyme or reason. If it doesn't strike us dead where we stand, its poison will finish the job. I know that you are afraid, that you and yours suffer still. However, it is under the auspices of the elementals that we may call the 12s at home, and they too cry out for deliverance. Even the Great One quakes with fear for the Blasphemies' continued existence. To ignore their plight is to invite greater tragedy for us all. Rest assured, however, that I have not forgotten the needs of the people. We bring comfort to the elementals, and renew our sacred ties, that we might enlist the aid of the Great One in combating Gleipnir, and the suffocating despair it spreads. And so I pray you continue to put your faith in our guardians, and in me. Would that we could, Elder Seed, sir, but we've been dealing with death and sickness since before Gleipnir's coming. They say the creeping death's nothing to fear these days, but we know better. One of ours caught it not long ago. We gave her the cure, had plenty on hand. And for a while we thought it would be alright, but by the time we realized it hadn't done a damn thing, it was too late to call for a conjurer. It was a sad day for us all when she passed, but for none more so than our poor husband, Supin. He was beside himself with grief. Who could blame him? Then came Gleipnir to compound our woes. Supin? It cannot be. Do you speak of Aesura, Supin? Aesura? Oh, no. Supin was an odd one, but no one mistaken for a Pagel. Supin wasn't even his real name. That'd be Alenja. But his wife was fond of calling him Supin for some reason, and it caught on with the rest of us. I see. And what did Alenja look like? Well, I'd say it seemed no more than 30 summers. Kept to himself, came and went with nary a word at times. Though after he met his beloved, he became more of a fixture. Friendly, even. His wife was a sickly lass, but she had spirit. Spirit's not enough to beat the creeping death. Pity we couldn't do anything for her. He had finally made a new life for himself there. Thank you for recounting Alenja's story. Sad though it was, it has helped me to better understand how much you have all suffered. I promise that you will have cause to celebrate soon. Until then, I implore you again to place your faith in the elementals and in me. Together we shall overcome this crisis. Despite what he said, I am certain this Alenja was Aesura Supin. To think that he was living so close by for all these years, searching for new purpose, and finding true love, only to be robbed of that fulfillment too. He's still a Pagel, empowered by the elementals. Could he have saved her? He would have dwelt on the question, night after sleepless night. I know I would have. Mayhap in the end he came to blame the elementals for his helplessness, for her death, and in despair was consumed. Aye, the animosity would linger, endure, and in vengeance would Gleipnir find its final purpose. Gave your dash for an extra $2. Went and parked further down the street so we could walk through the store. I feel I'm missing some geographical clues here, Minnie, to understand why this is a helpful thing. Like, parking further down the street and choosing to walk through a construction site doesn't feel... Without context, I feel it doesn't sound like something that's... helpful. We've done all we can to show the Great One the purity of our intent. Let us hope that we'll be accepted as friends. There's a construction going on the street near us, which means to pass. Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair enough. I was just missing that bit of context. Just hope all this work is. I was just kind of. He parked further away and walked through a construction site, and this is a this is a good thing? It's a great one. I have to say, I do love the way mounts bank when you're turning now. So it just makes something like about flying feel more natural and fluid. Our supplications cannot have escaped the Great One's notice. May it be enough to receive an audience. Like repaving the road. Oh, yeah. Good old potholes. As someone who lives out in the country, I know what it's like to have bad roads. O Great One, may I ever abide ever beneath your boughs, embraced by your compassion, grace, and wisdom. Bestill the fear within your heart, and know that I am your faithful servant. Is this supposed to happen? All feeling, passing corruption, refreshed, renewed green, flesh restored. Child of child, covenant honored, friend, friendship, peace. It worked. The Great One speaks through the Elder Seedseer. Is the Great One speaking? We were right to follow Jorn's example. Looks like it. Great One, this corruption, it's a symptom. It's not the root. We need your help. Profanity's spawn, despair's orphan, sadness and anger, sadness, death's prayer, one and all, poison potent, wounds unmending, withering bark, no strength to share. After all we have done, you deny us. After all the Elder Seedseer has endured, she has pledged herself to you, devoted her life to the Twelveswood. The people cried out for salvation, and she answered. The elementals cried out for deliverance, and she answered. Only you can help us now. If you do not, then we are lost. She is lost. Please, I beg you. We beg you. That's everyone. What are you doing here? We've been depending on the Seedseers all our lives, blaming them whenever something goes wrong, without ever considering what we might do ourselves. Aye, but no longer. The Elder Seedseer has gone to incredible lengths for her people, and so our people have come to return to favor. If her plea alone is not convincing enough, then we will raise our voices in support. We couldn't let them make the journey without protection. We couldn't let them put us to shame. We too have come to stand with the Elder Seedseer, and beseech the Great One for aid. We all want the same thing, don't we? Peace restored to the forest. So please, share what you can, however little. Do not forsake us. Do not forsake her. Kane, Covenant's child, walks with man, with elemental, keeper of ancient faith, unbroken, cannot, will not, break faith. To man, render up flesh. Then you agree to help us? Flesh, branches, take and join, to oldest elders, renew bond, as one stir. Raise up to heavens, covenant symbol, our staff, all join, all bloom, all peace. Elder Seedseer, are you okay? My duty weighed heavy on my heart. So heavy that at times I scarce remembered to breathe. For days and nights I worried that I would be found wanting. But by your faith and trust has the path forward been revealed to us. You came hither, united in purpose, and bared your hearts before the Great One. Gridania is forever in your debt. That's... branches. May I rely on you all once more. I bid you take these branches to every corner of the Twelveswood, and join them to the eldest trees, that we might finally win free of this despair. It shall be done, Elder Seedsir. We swear it. Once the trees have been bound together in spirit, I shall carry out the Great One's final instruction, and cast its cleansing power all across the Twelveswood. Yet I must remind you, my friends, that Gleipnir still stalks the forest. It will not remain idle. It will attempt to stop us. Go with hope in your hearts, but do not lose sight of the danger. Right. We have a chance. Right. I admit, for a moment I thought it wouldn't work. The Elder Seedster moved not only the hearts of the people, but that of the forest itself. Her final task appears to be a bit more complicated than the Great One made it sound, and so she must scour the ancient texts before the time comes, and consult with the Seedster Council to make sure all goes according to the plan. And it's just as well. We still need to wait until the others have joined the Great One's branches to the many ancient trees scattered throughout the Twelveswood. Then, of course, there's the matter of Gleipnir. He will not go peacefully as we work to hasten his demise. When he comes, we must be ready. We will be. We've come this far. On to the final one. Impeccable timing, as always, Sorin. But moments ago, the Elder Seedster sent word to go and fetch you. Does that mean we're ready? She's already on her way, and will explain everything herself when she arrives. Right. Elder Seedster? The children of the Twelveswood, both Moogle and man alike, have sallied forth, branches in hand, to the far reaches of the forest. Soon their task shall be completed. Though the shadow of death yet looms large, they do not allow despair into their hearts. They hold fast to their faith in a brighter future. We shall see their hope rewarded, and by the grace of the elementals consign these grim days to memory. We need only succeed in summoning the ermine hedge. Didn't you say that was... You may recall that the Great One's words were muddled and esoteric. I believe it was an instruction to carry out this esoteric ceremony, in order to expunge the corruption befouling the forest, that the once tainted earth may begin to mend. For you see, when the ermine hedge last was formed, it was to protect the Twelveswood from threats without. The Great One acted as the guardian, embracing the woods to shield them as a father would his child. On this occasion, however, we will call upon it to nourish and revitalize, as a mother nurses her child to make them strong against sickness. In channeling the power of the elementals in this way, we can stem the spread of Gleipnir's poison, and the scars of its passing will finally heal. At least, that was what the Great One intended to say, I believe. The Seedster Council agrees with my interpretation, and has permitted me to perform the ceremony. Then, are we ready to begin? I have in my possession a single branch, the final one, to be attached to the eldest tree of the Twelveswood. For all that you have done to aid us thus far, I ask that you accept this honour. I'd be glad to. Who better to set the final stone in this new foundation for everlasting peace? You who have sacrificed so much for the sake of others. If we had even a sliver of your courage, we could move mountains. Thanks. It would be my honor. Thank you, my friend. We will find the tree of which I spoke in front of the Leatherworkers Guild. Let us depart. Right. I hadn't expected it to be within the city itself. Oh, I suppose with their connection to nature, it makes sense Gridania would be founded around the eldest tree. This is it. Hook to the boughs above, and you will see a spot where the bark has been discolored by age and the elements. There you must affix the branch. Right. Leave it to me. You ascend the ancient trunk and affix the branch of the guardian tree to the weathered bark, as directed by the elder seedseer. It's done. You were quite the climber, and with that, all preparations are now complete. Let us return to the guardian tree, and with the aid of the Great One, deliver salvation to the whole of the Twelveswood. Right. End this spreading despair. I suppose after this it's just a matter of tracking down Gleipnir itself. If it is truly Aesur's lingering resentment for the elementals that drives the blasphemy, then it will surely come. For the sake of the man he was, I must try to appeal to his reason. Should I fail, then we will have no recourse but to fight. Regardless, this day we shall bid farewell to Gleipnir. Suppose it's all going to happen at once. Through the branches of the guardian tree, the Twelveswood has become as one. Ensown the ermine hedge, every ilm of these sacred lands will be imbued with the Great One's nourishing ether. The forest will be empowered to heal itself, to break free of Gleipnir's despair. The ceremony is complex and delicate, and I must maintain focus. I trust you will do what is necessary to see that I am not interrupted. I'll do everything in my power. Gleipnir comes! Defend the elder seedseer! Alright. There he is. Are the elementals so deserving of your scorn? Do you hate me, too, for my horns? I knew a boy once. A boy who called them gifts. Symbols of the blessings he resolved to share with the world. Yet the beast before me now brings naught but misery and death. Marks its victims with chains to bind and condemn, to share in its suffering. I was not there for you then. And I am here for you now, to unmake what you have become. I shall begin the ceremony. Stand fast and remember what we fight for. Right. Paladin's job is to protect. Let's bring up the... Make sure the elder seats here. To her side. Right. That's painful. The pain is too much to bear. I cannot move. This poison. I can't let this be the end. Just have to fight through it. No, you don't. I'd afford more poison. What he's hit me with so far is bad enough. Well, you don't. It really isn't easy to fight like this. There's a longer delay on that effect, I remember. The ceremony is almost complete. Keep Gleipnir at bay. Doing my best. This is... all on me. I can scarcely raise my spear. Is the poison taking effect already? The ceremony is almost complete. Bear Gleipnir's raw for just a little while longer. Do my best. No. Elder seats here? You can do this. What is... more beasts? No! On me. We're here. Right. We don't... again. Stand up. No, you don't. I shall draw his ire. Sorin, lend the Elder Seeds a portion of your power. You will... Hold on. Come, you pitiful beast. Let us see the contents of your innards. Please, work.
By the grace of the elementals!
This is... the poison. It's... No. You're fighting me. He's still alive. Good.
By the light of the crystal!
So long as we are within the barrier, we need not fear Gleipnir's poison. However, the battle is far from over. Steel yourselves! Just gonna do my best. If I could fight with the poison, I can fight without it. This isn't a problem now. Sorin, to me. We must group together. This poison again. Even Gleipnir lashes out in the face of death. Bring an end to its misery while the barrier still stands. Sir, I now fathom the depth of your suffering. For all that you held dear, I shall see to it that you are given peace.
What's will be done?
This rancor makes even the elementals shudder in fear. The barrier may not last for much longer. Press the attack! Just a little more. Did it. It's over. Through sacred soil and azure skies, may your compassion flow and swell to banish the darkness. It receding terror, blissful quiet, blessing, covenant preserved, now and always, child of child, honor and gratitude unending. For we as well, honor and gratitude unending. We could not have overcome the blasphemy without your aid. In your everlasting grace, I pray you continue to guide we children of the forest. In your boundless mercy, I pray you forgive the lost and forsaken who succumb to despair. you, my dear sir, I promise I shall never forget your words of wisdom. Ours is indeed a gift and a blessing, and a duty to our people I will uphold. Until my final breath. This I swear. You failed the instance because you didn't. My thought was I saw the interrupt mark and was kind of like, oh, where did I put interrupt on my hotbar again? But no, at least it's somewhere I have it. Yeah, Shift mouse 5. It's somewhere that's easily accessible for me. Thank you, Sorin. The great cleansing could not have succeeded without you. Close. The blight has been purged, and the blasphemous beast which bore it laid low. The sacred wood that once held its breath in fear now breathes a long sigh of relief. I must return to Gridania and my regular duties as Elder Seedseer. But I should be glad if you could call upon me there. That is, if I may impose upon you one final time. Of course. I can spare that much time. Thank you. I promise not to detain you at length. Let us meet again at the Lotus Stand. Back to Gridania. I'm trying to remember if I might have failed that the first time I did it as well, because I wasn't prepared for. I think I have to be honest that I used to kind of just ignore interject there, because there was a long while I just wasn't able to pay enough attention to the game and remember things enough to make effective use of it. It is definitely useful now that I have it under my control. Hello, Picto Monster. You usually use the stun action. Yeah. It's just kind of when you realize that most bosses are immune to stun once you get beyond, I think, even like most of the way through Realm Reborn. Bosses tend to almost be like universally immune to stuns. The Great One's ether flows all throughout the Twelveswood, purging the last vestiges of Gleipnir's poison. The surviving wounded are no longer in danger, and have begun to recover at long last. It's great to hear. We have much cause to rejoice, in no small part because of you, my friend. On behalf of Gridania and myself, allow me to thank you yet again for your tireless efforts in bringing Gleipnir to heal. You went above and beyond the call of duty for the sake of our people and their homeland. You are inspiring to behold. Not for the first time, I must say. Just glad I could be of help. Forgive me, Elder Seedseer, but with this crisis behind us, I would suggest a new course of action. Oh? And what would that be? Rest. In all our time together, I've never seen you so hard-pressed. Surely you are weary and could benefit from a brief respite. I appreciate your concern, my friend. I cannot, will not. One day, perhaps, but not this day. But Elder Seedseer, recent events have given me cause to reflect upon my past, upon lessons that I once thought I had taken to heart. when I did not yet understand the duty with which I had been entrusted. When these horns of mine were but chains binding me to a destiny I did not choose. It was Etheirys who taught me to appreciate the gift I had been given. Had he not been there to help me keep to the proper path, where would my errant feet have taken me instead? He was perhaps the first, but he would not be the last. My brother and sister and countless other kind souls, through their words and their support, have also helped me continue to find a way forward, even when I thought there was none. 'Tis by opening our hearts to one another that we, in turn, open new paths, that we can conceive of greater opportunities and brighter futures. All who live within Gridania are deserving of these gifts, and so I must always be there for them, that together we may journey in safety through darkest night. Does that mean you've left sneaking out on your own adventures behind you? My life is my duties, and my duties my life. I do what I love, and desire naught else. But if ever there came a time when I need no longer serve as Elder Seedseer, I would be forced to consider alternatives. Perhaps I would do the same as Etheirys, and settle down with my beloved. Finding and courting them would make for quite the adventure, don't you think? I'm sure it would. Regardless of what the future has in store, my present course is clear. So long as we paths shall serve as bridge between man and elemental, Gridania can weather any storm. And so I will continue to walk hand in hand with my people and my patrons, along a path that we can discover together. No, the Blasphemy is no more. There's still administrative matters to resolve. If it is not too much to ask, did you bring word of these recent events to our delegate in Razatan? Of course. It has been an honor, and may the elementals watch over and keep you. You too. I do still kind of wish he'd been given a name, the Keeper of the Entwined Serpents. I mean, I kind of, like, to kind of placate myself, I kind of have the headcanon that he's forsaken his name, like, deliberately as kind of part of his, like, this is my new life, I've given myself to the protection of the Elder Seedseer. I am the Keeper of the Entwined Serpents, this is my identity now. But it also, because otherwise it feels like he's such an important character to the story, who's not given a name. But like, I think back just to the one we did before in Doma, and several of the side characters there are named. Like Akitsu, the guy whose father was... Right. Oh, boy. Okay, frames are dropping again. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. That number is going up quick. I'm gonna teleport somewhere else, maybe? Because that number is shooting up. Yeah, no. Yeah, there in the last minute, there have been about 2,500 dropped frames on OBS. Okay, the number seems to have stopped now. Also, just curious, because I have visual on my stream previews, but to see how bad it is, but when that's happening, is the audio choppy as well, or is it just the visuals that it struggles with? Okay, number does seem to have stopped. Is everything okay again? Has lag? I'm not seeing any more dropped frames, but I'm gonna wait until I get some feedback before I press on. Okay. I suppose that's not. It's nice to hear that it's just the visuals, because if it was the audio as well, I'd be. Yeah, at least you can hear what I'm saying. But I'm not seeing. It has been a while and there's not been any more dropped frames. I wonder if it was because I moved past the Pictomonster start quest. Okay. At least that happened. At least that happened then, when nothing important, I think, was happening. Seems your stream is also 15 or so seconds behind now. Yeah, maybe. You can maybe try resyncing it. Is my Twitch lagging behind? I can't tell. Twitch doesn't make it as easy to tell as YouTube does how caught up I am. Okay, it's good that things seem to have stabilized. I kind of feel just like to ascribe it to the Pictomonster start quest, because otherwise I don't know anything else in the area that is different. Welcome back. I pray you've brought glad tidings. I believe I have. Guess I should. Yeah, I think when that happens, it's just because the OBS isn't able to. It's OBS not broadcasting correctly. So the stream kind of pauses itself to let it catch up. That's good to hear. Just needed refreshed. You're all caught up. There we go. Gleipnir is slain. You've brought joy to me on an otherwise uneventful day. Of course, I had complete faith in your success, but I had begun to worry ever so slightly when you did not return as quickly as I anticipated. Well, things came up. I shall report your success to the envoys at once. If we have further need of you, I pray you will answer our call. Of course, but... That seems to have been... Is everyone here? Unless there's any new problems? It's not only the Blasphemies themselves we're dealing with, but the root causes of the despair that triggers the transformations. We'll communicate with our allies abroad, who are all committed to providing ample assistance. Though you will no doubt be busier than ever before, be sure to rest when you can. You'll need to be at your best for the challenges ahead. Doesn't sound like there's any new requests. The Blasphemies dealt with, and I feel everywhere I left behind is in a more stable state. I think now's the best time I have to go to the first. I think the situation here is stable enough for that. Everyone, sorry for the delay. Take this, Sorin, my spirit vessel. Graha? Why? Empty now, of course. But it should allow you to operate the tower systems in the umbilicus. Of course. If even the smallest fragment of Elidibus's essence remains, it should be possible to locate it. As for access to the umbilicus, pray seek out Lena for assistance. Chances are she still stands watch at the Ascensor Gate. Should she, or anyone else, ask after me, tell them I'm living my life to the fullest. And I'm happy. Hardships and all. I'll make sure to tell them. Well, we had best be on our respective ways. God's willing, we will see each other again ere long. Hopefully it isn't long. Even if it is, I think I've prepared as well as I can. The Ascensor Gate. Things still in the first seem calm. I suppose it hasn't been that long since we left. Lena? It's good to see you again. Sorin, you were returned. I have. Have you been well? You and the others? Well, I can't say there's no problems going on, but yeah, everyone's all feeling well. And things are much the same for you as they were here. My lord is doubtless enjoying himself. I think he certainly is. He said this to you? These exact words? Know that he is happy. It fills my heart with joy. Thank you, Sorin, for taking care of him. When next you see him, please tell him not to overexert himself. Futile a request though it is. I'll do my best to keep him in check. And tell him that all is well here. The peace you gifted us continues. And we work hard to build new lives for ourselves. In the course of this we occasionally bicker, but we've never been more optimistic for tomorrow. If I had to mention one dilemma, it would be the question of our governance. Even as we speak, debate rages on over how we should run the city in the Exarch's absence. Most are of a mind that the Settlement Council should continue to oversee the general running of the Crystarium, while representatives are elected to determine policy and handle diplomacy. Thus far, nothing is set in stone, but however we choose to proceed, we will not replace our Lord. No one could. I trust you'll come to the right decision. But, actually, do you mind if I ask if anything unusual's been going on recently? Have we recently observed any unusual phenomenon? No, I cannot say there have been. Curious that you should ask me this question, though. Some days ago, Reen came and asked the very same. She was rather unsettled, in stark contrast to how cheerful she has been of late. Reen? Did she notice something? She and other Crystarium youths who just hosted a festival, you see. They went through with it. It proved so popular that there are already plans for another celebration. One much bigger than the first. Between her preparations for the festival and the restoration of the empty, she struck me as happy and full of life. So when I saw her in a state of such worry, I couldn't help but feel worried in turn, especially since she wouldn't tell me what troubled her. I dare say she would be more willing to confide in you. May I ask you to broach the subject with her? Of course. Do you know where I can find her? Oh, and while I'm here, nothing important, but is there any possibility I can get into the tower? To the umbilicus? You wish to enter the umbilicus? Very well. I shall fetch the key at once, and take the opportunity to find Reen. Please wait for me in the city, in front of the Cabinet of Curiosity, shall we say. I will be along as soon as I can. I'll see you there. I wonder what's happened with Reen. Are the final days having some kind of impact here? What we learned about rejoinings tells us that the shards and the source are connected. So maybe everything going on in the source is having an impact. Maybe it's something to do with the empty. You're speculating. Reen can tell me herself. Oh, the following event cannot be skipped. Oh, I forgot there was a thing here. If I remember, it's one like the questioning events. No sign of anyone yet. Oh, who is this? Is this Beg Look? To my old eyes deceive. Is that truly Sorin? Oh, it is. I was right. It is. Well, glad am I to see you, hail and whole, my friend. What a wonderful surprise to have you back with us, and at this most opportune time. In case you haven't heard, we are planning to produce a tome chronicling events from the Flood to the Knight's Return. For this project, we intend to draw upon records kept by the world's peoples. Historical and contemporary first-hand accounts will be the centerpiece of the tome, but yours will be the one to crown them all. I've been asked to contribute a chapter on the soul, a subject that is key to understanding much of your endeavors. In the course of developing the spirit vessel, I gained valuable insights into travel beyond the rift, knowledge that will allow me to attest to your existence and deeds. I'd love to help, but I'm a little pressed for time at the moment. There's no end to the questions I would ask you, but if you could indulge me just one for now. In your quest to restore the night, you faced many a formidable foe. Among them, who offered you the greatest struggle? Who? I think I would have to say it was him itself. Ah, yes. Hades. He who sought to resurrect his ancient brethren. He was the final obstacle in your quest to restore the night. Your battle in the depths of the Tempest, the stuff of epics. Yet, compelling as it is, I worried that mere words wouldn't do justice to that fateful confrontation. Not that we would think to omit it entirely, of course. No. At the very least, we will impress upon readers that it was the climax of your hero's journey. Excuse me? I know you'd love to talk his ear off, Morin. We really should be on our way. Those documents from Yulmore won't collect themselves. Of course, of course. And afterwards, would you care to join me for tea? I was hoping you might clarify a few points in your treatise. Till next time, then. Oh, do tell the others to look after themselves. Our overzealous friend in particular. Remind him not to overexert himself. Again and again, till his ears fall off, if that's what it takes for him to take it to heart. Excuse me. I'll make sure to let him know. I'm sure Graha will love to hear how everyone here is still worried he's going to overexert himself. Is that the Warrior of Darkness? You all... It's him! It's really him! What are you doing here? If you're going to battle, I can give you some medicine. I made it myself. That's not Ricky. You'd only give him a stomachache. We've come to see Morin, and to get his advice. One of the guard finally agreed to teach us how to fight, but first we need to choose a fighting style. Well, I know that I want to be a mage. Arkle isn't sure. Magic isn't really my thing, so I was thinking of taking up the axe, or the sword, or maybe the bow. They all seem alright, but it's hard to decide, so I thought I'd ask Morin. He knows about lots of things. Well, at the moment, Morin's a little busy. He isn't here? Aww. Ooh, why don't you have the Warrior of Darkness choose for you? What do you think suits Arkle best? Axe, sword, or bow? Go full axe. Ooh, what would Sorin's choice be? I think part of him kind of like... In Sorin's mind, the axe is... He'd associate the axe with Ardbert. Like, it's kind of to him, is the weapon a hero would use. Sorin himself, yeah, Sorin is more proficient with a sword. And again, like the Paladin's Oath to Protect. But I think given he's advising children, he'd take the safe option and kind of, maybe keep yourself far away from the bad guys. Well, I don't think you can go wrong with a bow. It's certainly got utility. So he picked axes because they're cool. Yeah, I'm not surprised that your characters go for axes, Minnie. I know how you feel about Warrior. The bow. If you took up the bow, you could be just like... Renderay, the Warrior of Light. Sylvia really has been spreading their story. I love that tale. Let's borrow the book today. It's really popular, though. I hope it's still there. Thanks for helping me decide, Warrior of Darkness. I'll start with that style and maybe try something else later on. You can always change your mind. When I get really strong, I hope to have a bout with you. Wasn't expecting to run into them here. Glad to see they're still doing well. I hope they don't get into too much trouble with combat training. Such fun he's been having basking in the adoration of musty old bookworms and wide-eyed younglings. Does he spare a thought for me? Of course not. Who is it? Oh, no, of course, Farewell. I waited and waited and waited. So won't so much as acknowledge the presence of his beautiful branch, even though they're right here. Such a heartless thing our sapling is. Cold and cruel and heartless. Don't you? I do kind of want to beat it. Don't you have more important things to do, Your Majesty? Your branch is hurt, yes. Oh, faithful farewell, loveliest of branches. How I have missed you. Flattery always works with the pixies. If you truly missed me, you should have crouched me at the top of your lungs the instant you arrived. To make up for it, you'll call me with twice the passion next time. Though for there to be a next time, you've some few struggles to overcome. Farewell? Real shamed up heart, yeah. I am no match for Farewell's angry yelling. That was one funny thing going from, because I originally played through 14 with Japanese audio. I was not prepared for Farewell to be Scottish, I have to admit. It came as a bit of a surprise. And as one of the voice actors, I definitely prefer the English in. Do you know about... So, my adorable sapling. The world is on the verge of destruction, is it? Do you know? How do I know? Joined as we are, spying on you is as simple as sliding down the back of a rainbow. What did I get aid in your quest? But the fate of we Fae folk is bound to that of the star. Whither it goes, so too do we. Such is our way. Most I could do for you is spare you the pain, gifting you the sweetest of eternal dreams. But if escape's not to your liking, then you must struggle with your fellow mortals. Plan to do just that. And here are the ones you're waiting for. I wonder, what manner of conclusion awaits at Tale's End? Gotta love Scottish yelling, yeah. There is something special about it. Captain Lena, Reen. My apologies for the delay. Sorin, it's so wonderful to see you again. You doubtless have much catching up to do, so I shall leave you to it. I've taken the liberty of unlocking the umbilicus, and you may enter at your leisure. Thank you. Reen, is everything all right? Captain Lena was telling me. I'm relieved to hear that everyone is well. I've had this feeling, like a pit in my stomach, and I was afraid that something might have happened. What do you mean? Maybe I'm overthinking things, but it's just that I'm the Oracle of Light, but I've never spoken with Heidelin, never once heard her call. Even so, I've always had this feeling deep inside me, a connection to something immense. These past few days, though, that connection has wavered, as if that immense something was distant, then close, then distant again. And then, the other night, I was jolted awake by the feeling it had been completely severed. Wanting some fresh air, I went to open the window. To my horror, the sky was ablaze, like during the star shower. You saw it here as well. But then I blinked and everything was normal. The next day, no one said a thing. No one else had seen what I'd seen. As far as I could tell, nothing was out of the ordinary. I began to wonder if it was a figment of a half-remembered dream. Sorin, what are you not telling me? I suppose you should know. I have to know. Please. It doesn't matter how terrible it is. Okay. It's a bit of a long story, but... That's why I've come here. To speak with Elidibus. It Wasn't my imagination then? The doom we witnessed in Amarot has come again. I can't believe it. Like I told you before, all is well here in the First, so don't worry about us. Please, look only to the threat before you. We're fine right now, and even if we weren't, we've learned how to survive. Should the final days reach us here, you may be assured we won't go quietly. No. We'll hold on until you can find a way to save all our worlds. So long as you continue your fight, so too will we, united in purpose beneath a blazing sky. I hope it won't come to that, but I trust you'll find a way. You're headed to the Umbilicus to consult with Etheirys, right? I'll do some consulting of my own and speak with Lena. Decide how I might best prepare for the final days. So it's farewell for now, but we'll see each other again. I'm certain of it. I'm sure we will. Once all this is over. Just to hope that Etheirys is still in there. Master Sorin, welcome back. The captain has told me all. Give the word and I will show you to the ocular. Thank you. Feels like it's been ages since I was here. It really is odd to see it empty. It's empty for good reason. We won that fight. And we'll win this one too. Right. So... how do I... just, like...
Biometric authentication complete. Please state your business.
I wish to speak with Etheirys.
Acknowledged. Reinitializing Circus Tower systems. Searching for Etheirys entity.
That worked, right? Glad it's just automated.
Target located in subterranean core power accumulator. Projecting image.
He's still here?
My home. My friends. No more than a dream.
Etheirys? Is that... really you?
You. Why have you awakened me?
He remembers me. Hopefully this doesn't cause problems.
I no longer sense those places beyond, or Lord Zodiac. You must explain all.
Of course. Lots happened. The final days. They're back. And I need your help.
So, he is fallen, and my brethren's souls returned to the star.
Sorry.
The doom we sacrificed so much to prevent is come again. Old burdens now yours to bear. But if this is Fandaniel's design, then I, as Elidibus, have a duty to fulfill. Your unsolicited act has restored to me some few memories of the Convocation. Such knowledge as I have, I will share.
I think Sorin would be thinking thank you here. He does feel a bit sorry, but... Thank you.
I do this not for you. I merely perform my duty, as I have ever done.
I'm so thankful.
Where to begin? Ah, the end. Your understanding of what caused the final days is consistent with our own. The decay first took root where the currents were weakest. Yes, a conclusion drawn by him, Fandaniel.
Fandaniel was the one who first learned that?
Not the him of here and now, but as I knew him. Long, long ago.
Is he different?
Having shed light upon the phenomenon, he dedicated himself to devising a countermeasure. Were it not for his knowledge of the Celestial, we would never have made the connection, and thence forestalled the final days.
So why now is he so focused on...
And though he inherited that noble soul, how different this last incarnation. So consumed by self-loathing and hate.
What are we explaining now?
Elpis.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. The name is familiar to me.
It is? Can you tell me anything more about it?
Yet I know it not as a flower, but a place.
A place?
A testing facility for determining which of our creations were fit to be released into the world. Many worked there. And before joining the Convocation and assuming the title of Fandaniel, he was their chief. He was Hermes.
Hermes.
That is all I know.
I don't know how any of this helps us.
The crystals tell little of the lives the 14 led prior to their induction. Elpis itself would tell even less. Nary a ruin has survived.
So I can't find it. Elidibus?
Wait. I saw you there. In Elpis.
You saw me?
No. I did not. But I did. I did. A lingering trace of impossibility.
How was I in... If it's...
And a truth that fills my heart. My memories remain clouded, I fear. However, they have revealed to me one possible course.
Do you know something?
You must travel to Elpis, to the time when Hermes served as its chief.
Return to the world of the ancients. How?
In glimpsing the Exarch's memories, not only did I make his summoning magic mine own, I also mastered the workings of this tower, which, having absorbed my empowered essence, now harbors an abundance of energy. As such, I believe I can deliver you unto the past, unto that place and that precise moment.
You can send me to the past?
Given the eons that must be traversed, the gateway will not be fully formed. Your form will be less tangible still than those warriors of light I had summoned. In all likelihood, none will be able to see or hear you. Yet even should you manage to interact with others, you will be unable to effect meaningful change. For the reality you wish to save, the reality to which you must return, exists as a result of the final days.
I can't prevent it.
You cannot reshape the past to undo the tragedies of the present. Cannot unmake the sorrow and suffering fated to come.
Even if I did that.
In full knowledge of this, will you still entrust your life to your foe and make the journey?
I have to.
Very well. I shall cast you unto the river of time. Let this be my final act.
Even if I can't change anything, if I can learn something, anything, it might point us in the right direction.
You must input the commands. I no longer have the authority.
It's a ghost now. What's it going to do?
First, you must reconfigure the systems, that the tower's ether may be channeled for the magic.
Right. Can you walk me through this? Like this? Sorry. Elidibus?
The preparations are complete. The gateway will soon open. Return at once to the ocular.
Right. I guess I did it right then. Really, still not too comfortable with operating elegant equipment.
All appears to be in order. The ether flows unimpeded. The magic should consume every last mote of my essence.
You're sacrificing yourself
Why
for
are you
this?
surprised? Did I not say that this will be my final act?
But I didn't realize.
Lord Zodiac is no more. There is nothing for me here. The ones I love and long to see again are waiting in that promised land, beyond memory and dream. Now go, warrior of light. Go, and do not look back.
Thank you, Elidibus. I'll not waste this opportunity.
Well, Heidelin, I take my leave of you. Yours is the mantle of the last of us. May you have the joy of it, the burden, and the solitude.
Because nothing.
It falls to you now. You and your champion to save our star.
same as traveling through the rift. I really hope this works. That's... What is... This is... Where am I? I'm... here? Maybe. Ancients. Actual... It worked? Then... This is... the past? The world before it was... sundered? Elizabeth said people wouldn't be able to notice me. Excuse me? The man stands dutifully by the Etheirys-like device. A guide for this facility, in all likelihood. Hello, sir? You attempt to get the man's attention, but if he sees or hears you, he gives absolutely no indication. As Elizabeth warned, it appears your form is intangible. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. Yep. This isn't quite like the ones I saw in Amarok, but is this another Etheirys? Can I... Despite attempting to channel and focus your energies, you fail to attune with the device. You can only assume it operates differently. Yes, I'll leave it be for now. Hello. A remarkably large man wears a black robe and a half mask. Much like the phantoms you encountered in Mari Lamentorum when you recreated Amarok. It would seem you have made it to your destination. Hello? Sir? You really can't hear me? You gesticulate wildly and shout all manner of greetings. Sorin is not going to shout all manner of obscenities. But the man does not so much as glance in your general direction. Oh yeah, the bare fate in Ilmeg. Yeah, it's annoying, because with the positioning of the XIVs. Right. Well, it looks like I'm a little trapped otherwise. If I can't interact with this world, then I can't open that door. Hello? This is the right place, yes? Propylion? Judging by the woman's words, this facility is called Propylion. Hello? You attempt to gently prod the woman to attract her attention, but feel nothing. And it seems neither does she. I wonder if that means I can move through the door. I can't feel the floor, but I am still walking on it. So I don't know. Maybe I just have to wait for someone else to open it. Okay. That doesn't work. I'm not budging this thing.
And here we are, Elpis. Well, well, how rare to receive you in person. To what do we owe the honor? Oh, just a few odd tasks. We'll be here a while. You're welcome to stay as long as you see fit, of course. As a matter of procedure, however, I must ask that you kindly remove your masks.
Come
No
now.
getting out.
Is this truly necessary? Surely you can tell who we are.
That voice is...
Who you are, perhaps, but I am far less infamous. Regardless, if we do not follow protocol, 'tis our hosts who would be held accountable. So, please, do favor us with your handsome face.
Is that mask? Emmett Selk? Of all people? Is he looking at... No?
Satisfied?
I thank you for your cooperation. You are free to go about your business.
Out of the way. Well, I suppose they don't even know I'm in the way.
By the by, you see it too, yes?
It? They don't mean...
I haven't the foggiest what you're talking about.
That's odd. It's right here. A bit thin in the ether, but there's no mistaking it. The color of its soul is almost identical to Azem's.
Azem... He can...
Do you suppose he created it? Rather unusual for a familiar to have a soul, though.
If he's talking about Azem...
Don't ask me. All I know is that it's trouble. Doubly so if it's his spitting image. So let's leave it be. Come now.
Can you hear me?
It's trying to say something, but it's literally too intangible to form words. Why don't you give it some ether? Spare a snifter of your bounteous reserves.
Wait, would that not...
Who do you take me for?
Is this not a problem?
Why, a dear friend, of course. One who wouldn't let acts of kindness, such as my accompanying him on errands to far-flung outposts, go unrewarded?
I suggest you close your eyes, or this may be unpleasant.
Right. What is happening? I wasn't expecting this to happen.
You may open your eyes.
Right. I'm solid again. I'm...
Oh, you even adjusted its size.
The better to indulge your whim. This way, it will be easier to communicate.
How very thoughtful of you. And may I applaud your artful reinforcement. Without further ado then. Greetings! I am Etheirys, Chief of the Bureau of the Architect.
Etheirys?
Sulking beside me is the most honorable Emmett Selk of the Convocation of 14. And how might we address you, my new friend?
Of all people I could have met. My name is Sorin Sherwood.
A fine name. And I'm pleased to see you understand our words. So tell us,
I understand them.
whence have you come? The thinness of your essence suggests you weren't created here.
That's... How do I put this?
You do not know? Or cannot say?
Something like that.
Allow me to ask a different question then. What brings you here?
Van Daniel. Oh, wait, no. Elizabeth called him. I'm looking for Hermes.
Well now, the same as us.
Same as... What kind of trick of fate is this?
Perhaps Azim wished to come too, but had to settle for a familiar.
If he truly wished to be here, then he would be.
Right you are. My apologies if we've given offense. The two of us can discern the color of souls, you see, and yours happens to resemble that of a friend.
Right.
And with your purpose matching our own besides, we jumped to a hasty conclusion. We are here to speak with Hermes, the chief overseer of this facility, which we also intend to tour in order to gain greater insight into the man's work. We, I say, though this is Emmett Selk's charge. I am here only to serve as his guide. And I should be happy to serve as yours as well, by way of an apology for the misunderstanding.
Wait, are you suggesting that we bring it along on official business? This thing we know next to nothing about?
Right. That would be a problem.
If you
wouldn't
harbor
it?
suspicions...
Oh, oops. No, I didn't mean to click.
Besides, having a mysterious life form in tow is the norm rather than the exception here.
I guess I'm going along. This is... Elvis.
Welcome, my friends, to the testing ground of creation at Heaven's Edge. Elpis.
The weather! Of all weather conditions, why fog? It's,
This presence. Hermes! Visitors! We have visitors!
Yeah, I know, I think it was like just, it was clear skies when I arrived. The first time with my main character, but the fog is just... Oh, that's really bad timing for it to be foggy in Elpis. And of all the cuts, we know him. I've seen before, like in cutscenes, they do control the weather.
What secrets are you hiding, I wonder?
That's probably best I don't talk about it, isn't it? Excuse me. In case you didn't know, it's rude to stare. Stop. Sorry, sir. Start explaining things. How do I broach the topic that I killed him? Best to keep why I'm here to myself. This is hardly my first time here, but the scenery never fails to take my breath away. Why? It feels as if you could reach out and touch the heavens. Maybe I'm missing something because of the fog, but I'll take your word for it. Now then, to begin our guided tour, perhaps you already know these things, but for the sake of fairness, I shall start with the basics. Using concepts to give shape to ether, creation magics allow us to bring forth anything we desire, be it inanimate objects or living beings. Anyone may conceive of concepts, but they must all undergo evaluation at the Bureau of the Architect. As part of that process, living beings and certain arcane entities may be sent here to Elpis for in-depth observation and study. A fascinating facility, isn't it? I dare say you will enjoy touring it with us. I'm sure I will. Now then, our friend Hermes. Aside from overseeing the facility, he also conducts his own research. Chances are he will be at the main observation hub, so let us seek him out there first. Attired as you are, however, you stand out a little too much. Our dear Emmett Selk wishes to keep a low profile for his errand, so... Do you know how to make a robe? The basic concept will do. I actually can't use, creation magic. No? In that case, Emmett Selk. No. Your whim, your responsibility. You don't get another thimble of ether out of me. The way he scrimps sometimes, you'd think he wasn't an eye-bottomless fond of magic. Very well. I shall make the robe. But perhaps you can assist. Come. Let us search for the requisite material. Material? It's not... Yes, it can't hurt to learn a little about creation magic. This is really the Unsundered world? Right. How can I start? Yes, these creatures should suffice. What is... an etheric rope? If you want... I want you to use it to capture, shall we say, 2 Petalodi. There are 3 species here, I believe. Any two different kinds should serve. Now, I should mention that the strength of the rope is tied, no pun intended, to the strength of its user. As your ether is still thin compared to ours, you'll need to weaken the Petalodi first. Good luck. Any advice? No means no. Just be grateful I'm even willing to wait. Right, of course. The butterflies, right? Right. Let's weaken it, and then... the rope. Okay, and 2 different types. Let's try this one. Right. That's two of them. So I wonder if while I'm in Elpis, what class should I? Let's go for Scholar. I think I got them. Oh, you've got the Patalidai. Oh, come, let us see. A blue one and a red one. Yes, these fine fellows will do nicely. Now for a spot of reversion. Reversion? This... There, it's ready. It's nothing fancy, but then we're trying not to stand out. Try it on for size. You turn butterflies into hooves. Is that normal? Well, not just like that. You need to revert them to their constituent ether first. Unless you wonder why I asked for two species, it's due to the difference in their etheric balance. Blending them allows us to produce garb with superior etheric stability. Well and good to disguise and educate it. It won't fool anyone who can see worth a damn. Fair point, but at the very least it should spare you unwanted attention from casual observers. Emmett Selk speaks true. Even dressed like us, your unusual nature will be plain to those who think to look. But should someone question your presence, don't make up excuses, much less try to explain what you actually are. No, best to simply say that you're familiar. Question is, whose? Of course, Asm's. If you say you belong to him, people will give you the benefit of the doubt for any and all outlandish behavior. Exploiting our associate's absence. For lack of his presence, absolutely. Were he here, he'd have been the first to propose the idea, and you know it. I wonder what kind of person this Asm is. With that, your story is settled. Let us continue with our errand. Right. I guess I should... Where is it? Sophist. Try these ropes on. And where's the boots? Right. Am I convincing enough? If you're ready, let's continue along the path to Anagnoris. The names here. Anagnoris. The place serves as an observation hub and residence booth. Someone there should be able to point us in the direction of Hermes. This way? That'll make... Oh, well done, Nam. One down. Is it on to Amarang next, or what's your next goal? Oh wait, did you already have 3 done? I remember you saying you had Lakeland and Lakeland. Was it Lakeland and Calusia done? Oh, take a break, doing something else. This is the place? I was wondering what she was examining, but it seems to be the bush itself. Yes, can I help you? We wish to speak with Chief Hermes. Do you know where we might find him? Well now, by your mask, I assume you're one of the 14. I wasn't aware there was to be a visitation. Between you and us, it's something of a surprise. Your discretion in the matter would be appreciated. I see. My lips are sealed. The Chief should be out conducting observations as usual. His focus of late has been aquatic creatures, so I expect you'll find him at one of the pools here. The pools, you say? Many thanks, and apologies for disrupting your work. I say, Hyplodeus, well, I've never met Hermes. You know him well, do you not? That being the case, couldn't you simply find him by his ether? Aye, that I could. Then, is there a reason you don't? As you know, Emet and I can discern the colour of souls. By the same token, we can also see ether quite keenly, and from great distances. With this skill, I could readily locate Hermes. I felt that would be a waste of an opportunity. We're here to perform an assessment, after all. By searching the ordinary way, we stand to gain insight into Elpis and the man in charge of it. This is as much for your own enjoyment, like as not. But point taken. If you're going to accompany us, make yourself useful and help us look for Hermes. According to his profile, he has short, dark hair. Right. So you know, it's because we're in Elpis that we don't have our cowls up. Special exemption due to the need to be aware of dangerous creatures. Elsewhere, we do not exhibit our individuality. It's unseemly. This is all common sense, but I would not assume you possess any. It's a rare treat indeed to be able to search for someone by their appearance. But I thank you for humoring me. Come, let's find our man. Right. I don't mean to brag, but I tend to be pretty good at finding people and things. Right. Short, dark hair. Let's look. He's over there. Or, unicorn. Over. Is that? It's not dark hair. Excuse me. Observing voracious predators and like is an incredibly dangerous occupation, which is precisely why I keep my distance, and leave the rest to you familiars. After all, I'm far too important to risk my neck gathering dung samples and the like. Maybe not. She said aquatic creatures, but neither of them fit the bill. Spriggans. Is sir maybe is excuse me. You don't happen to be Hermes, do you?
Huh. You are...
Hello.
Oh. Different. You're different too.
Different?
You and me. We're alike. Friends. I want to be... Wait. Please. Wait. Greetings and salutations. Can you hear me?
Is that
Do
telepathy?
not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, and know your thoughts.
Why does that sound
May we
familiar?
please be friends?
That's,
May we please be friends?
I,
Ah,
I'm
I
not
see you found him.
sure what's... This is Hermes?
Etheirys. It's been a while. Too long, I think.
Too long indeed for close collaborators. On this blessed occasion, I bring not only myself, but others who long to speak with you.
You were of the convocation.
Emmet Selk at your service. Do I have the honor of addressing Hermes, Chief Overseer of Elpis?
You do. You have traveled far for it.
Given your facility's purpose, its remote location is something of a necessity. Would that I didn't have to rely upon a guide.
Oh, you wound me. Have I not ever been an attentive and helpful friend? But moving along to more agreeable company, this one we chance to...
Hello. Who is she?
Well, you certainly have her attention. Is she one of
Seems
yours,
so.
Hermes?
Rain's on.
Her
You're
name is
rattling
Meteor.
against.
It means shooting star.
Hear the rain rattling against the skylight. Medion.
If I may make an observation, her ether is terribly thin. I fear she might dissipate at any moment.
I've never been able to quite get the hand, like in my own mind, the handle on the English pronunciation being Medion. I'm used to the, I kind of got it ingrained in with the Japanese pronunciation of Medion. Nope. Twitch just notifying me that I've just been awarded 10 Etheirys tickets. Yeah, back to the game. She's her Etheirys
Nor
fin?
do I believe you've made a submission to the Bureau. I would remember such a concept if you had.
I haven't, as you say. I judged it too early. She's a pet project of mine, still undergoing preliminary testing. But rest assured that I will attend in person ere long.
Very well. Being an authority on flying life forms, I appreciate that you are exacting in your work. I shall look forward to your submission.
If we have finished with the perfunctory chit-chat, I would discuss official matters. By my coming, I trust you already anticipate the subject.
I have an inkling, yes. Please wait to the main building yonder. I shall join you as soon as I've returned these creatures to their homes.
What's wrong, Hermes?
The Namastoma is missing.
I'm missing. I don't see anything.
I may have found it. A creature with the self-same ether as those there, nestled in the boughs of a tree outside the grounds.
How does it get all the way over there?
You're saying they can climb, with their sorry excuses for limbs?
The fashion has been to imbue aquatic creatures with the power of flight, ever since the words of Metron created a sky-swimming fish. The Ambistomas too can fly, if only slightly. and they could conceivably climb a tree. Whether they can come down safely, however... Excuse me.
Should we help?
I'll help too.
And what are we supposed to do with this lot?
I think in the same way with Fowl, I much prefer the English voice acting Fowl. I much prefer the Japanese voice acting for Midion. Maybe my opinion will change as it goes on.
May I suggest we split up? If you would be so good as to assist Hermes, Emmett Selk and I shall keep an eye on these adorable creations in the meantime.
Of course. Time to put my searching skills to more use. Part of me wonders if my adventures would ever have brought me this far if I wasn't. Things didn't need finding so often. Right. Hermes said you're nestled in the boughs of a tree. Not this one? I hope not. Maybe I'll check the... That's... Hermes? Midion is... Hermes? Are you all right? You found the ambystoma, at least. Though it has been safely extricated from the tree, Hermes appears to have found himself in quite the predicament. The ambystoma! Hermes saw it high up the tree. He climbed up to get it, but it jumped on him and he slipped. Do you need a hand? No, I'm fine. If a little embarrassed. Now, for your own safety, please stand back. Are you okay? Hermes, are you all right? Quite all right, yes. My apologies for making you worry, Midion. Both you and, Sorin Sherwood. Sorin Sherwood, you are called. An intriguing name. Somehow reminiscent of a new creation. Thank you for coming after me. As for you, little one, you must be more careful. You may be able to fly, but it doesn't mean you cannot fall and hurt yourself. Oh, no! I had forgotten all about its fellows! It's alright. Emmett Selk and Hyphladeus are looking over them. Truly. What a relief. I must thank Emmett Selk and Hyphladeus when I return to them, but first, with the distractions out of the way. As Chief Overseer of Elpis, permit me to welcome you to our facility. I hope you will enjoy your time here. I hope so too. Is this really the original Daniel? Well, we mustn't keep the others waiting. Let us return to Anagnorisis. Right. Can't imagine Emmett Selk being the type to appreciate being made to well. Wait. Just, I don't know if I noticed this. Oh, nope. I would rather not fight a bird of Elpis. I don't remember if I noticed when I was playing through originally that the quest title is lyrics from Answers. I'm gonna need to pay attention to that going forward. No more errant creations to distract us from matters of actual import, I trust. My apologies for the trouble. Owing to your kind assistance, all the ambastomers are safe and well. I will presently send them back to their space. You would go on ahead to the main building. Upon entering, you will see a table and chairs, a meeting area. You may speak there. Very well. Take care not to let the creatures slip away again. Right. That's definitely an Etheirys, right? It certainly reminds me of the ones I saw in Amarot and on the moon. This feels right. So, the main building, then an area with a table and chairs. Right there.
This appears to be the place. And here is where we part ways.
Right.
We will be discussing highly sensitive affairs. Only a select few may be privy to such knowledge, and that does not include someone who cannot or will not divulge their origins.
That's fair enough.
What? Will I have to remove you by force?
No. Just, there are... I do have important business with Hermes myself.
Yes, I'm sure your business with Hermes is quite pressing. You may speak with him to your heart's content after ours is concluded.
I did not mean to kick my table. Right, that's fair.
I do not object to his attendance.
Hermes?
Hermes, this is highly irregular.
Perhaps, but I believe he can be trusted. Meteon would not have taken to him so quickly otherwise.
Because Meteon trusts me?
The presence of a third party may help me to maintain composure.
As you wish, then. Behave yourself, do you hear?
Of course. Nothing untoward. I'll just sit quietly and just that, I suppose.
So, it's finally happened, then.
Aye. Van Daniels declared his intention to step down, and named you as his preferred successor.
So this is...
In recognition of your knowledge and your works, the Convocation is giving the recommendation due consideration. As one who does not know you personally, I am to use my impartial eye to take your measure. And above all else, to ascertain your disposition towards the invitation. I understand that you and Van Daniel are close. He himself was once chief overseer of Elpis after all. I should not be surprised if you knew before anyone else that he wished to relinquish his office.
I did. He told me that when he fulfilled his purpose, he wished to pass the torch to me.
A torch you seem none too pleased to accept. Are you so averse to serving on the convocation?
No, it's not that. For a humble researcher like myself to even be considered is an honor beyond words. No. What troubles me, what I struggle to come to terms with, is the very fact that Fan Daniel is stepping down. Does this not mean that he will return to the Star?
Wait.
Of his own volition, yes, like so many others have before him.
When they say returning to the Star...
Return to the Star? Does that mean... die?
Well now, that's not a word I hear often. Is that what you say here in Elpis? Mankind is the life of Etheirys. Each of us, a drop of blood flowing through its veins, bearing sustenance. In our finite time upon it, 'tis our duty to make it a better place, that all who call it home, now and in future, may abide in happiness. To that end, we have dedicated ourselves to the pursuit of enlightened creation. And by our efforts did we transform this once untamed wilderness into the peaceful paradise you enjoy today. To return to the Star whence we came is a privilege afforded to we who have so loved and nurtured it. A choice embraced by those who have lived their lives to the fullest, in service to our world. And when they depart upon this journey, it is beautiful, always.
That's how... death is in this world.
The 14 are no exception. 'Tis believed no occasion is more felicitous than the fulfillment of one's duty. Our office becomes our lives, and to retire is to return, or so the majority of us hold. Some few have elected to eschew custom. Mayhap you feel Fandaniel's deeds do not warrant his return. Yet you should know his accomplishments as well as any. During his time, he conceived of countless outstanding concepts. And channeling the wealth of experience he attained here in Elpis, he brought forth many new specimens.
I know of all this. I do. It's just... I cannot fathom why someone so great and wise, who could still do so much good, would want to end it all.
Medion? Are you okay?
Oh no. I've made her upset. Forgive me. I know I requested your presence. Might I trouble you to take Meteion outside? A change of scenery would do her good.
Of course. I'm starting to get the feeling that maybe this isn't something I'm curious, but this maybe isn't my conversation to pry into. Meteion? Sorry. I didn't want... didn't mean... A walk. Perhaps we can go for a walk. Of course we can. I'll be outside then. Hermes gets sad when he thinks about death. What others are sad. I'm sad too. That's how I am. How he made me. Don't worry, I'm fine now. So, why did you come here? I actually want to learn a little about here and about Hermes. Want to learn about Elpis and Hermes? Ooh, teach you! I can teach you! We can take turns. I tell you something, and then you tell me something. Sure. Seems like fun. It will be, it will be. Where to start? Yes, let's talk Memnon. He should be near the Etheirys. I'm not good at explaining, but Memnon is. So I'll have him explain instead. Right. Near Etheirys, you said? I didn't realize how... I need to kind of find a point to finish up this stream. I kind of want to finish it at the end of a quest, but within the sanctuary if possible. So probably at the end of this one. The Etheirys. Anyone can use it to teleport anywhere. Well, maybe not anywhere. Not to the ground or other isles. For that you need teleporters. Oh, and permission. That must have been the other... what I thought was an Etheirys back in... I've already forgotten the name of it. When I first arrived. Excuse me. And what have we here? You look like a person. Your ether is quite thin. I assume you're a familiar like Meteon. Is there something you need? This is Sorin. Did you teach him about Elpis? Ah, a newly arrived familiar, is he? Very well. I should be glad to introduce our fair facility to him. As you know, it is mankind's duty to make the star a better place. As part of this duty, we employ creation magics to bring forth new life. However, we cannot simply release our works into the world, for it would lead to chaos. No. Any and all life forms must undergo extensive testing to determine their fitness to exist. Testing which is conducted here in Elpis. Every candidate is subjected to rigorous study, in which we identify their properties, surmise what habitats might be suitable, and speculate as to the effects they may have on the environment and other species. Should it be judged a beneficial addition to the star, it will be allowed to take its place in the world. The two of you, too, were created with the hope of making the star a better place. So heed your masters, and be good. You hear? We will. We will, Memnon. We will. And thanks for the lesson. You had a turn. Now I get a turn. Well, ask away. I'll do my best to answer. Where did you come from? That's... just blocking Sorin's face. Hard question to answer. I don't want to worry her, but... well, it's somewhere very far away from here. And I probably don't know it. I don't know much about other places. But this place is important to you. I can feel it. Oh, my power! I haven't told you about it. A creation. Let's find a creation. One not being watched. Then I'll explain my power. Right, unwatched creation. Spriggans, I guess these are being watched, aren't they? Spriggans? What are Spriggans? You don't call them that here? Oh, no, we call them Aurai. Aurai. If there's many, it's just one. If there's many. If it's just one, we say Auraias. Although they're cute, they can be naughty. Sometimes they run off with concept crystals, and Hermes has to run after them. Even in the original form, they still had that trait. was a statue for a moment. I feel I've seen this bird before. Oh, this creation is perfect. But I don't remember seeing it before. Perhaps it's new. Anyway, I'll try reading its mind. That's my power. Read minds? What is a bird thinking? It hasn't reacted at all to us being around. Are we sure it's even... Is there anything going on in its head? I can't read it. Or maybe there's nothing to read? Wait, please wait. I'll try again. With you this time. Right. I don't think there's anything in my head that... Greetings. Can you hear me? This is my power. I can read the emotions of those around me, and project my emotions to others in return. I'm not actually speaking to you in your mind. Rather, you are converting my emotions into words and intention. A process performed subconsciously by intelligent life forms. That's why she sounds so much more eloquent, I suppose, and this ability is vital to my mission, for it allows me to interact with intelligent beings, even should they communicate via unknown languages or other non-verbal means. As a consequence, I am clumsy at speaking. Yet, though I struggle to express myself in this fashion, Hermes wants me to speak as much as possible, for everyone has thoughts and feelings that they may wish to hide. I harbor an affection for you, one that is difficult to define. Aside from the fact that you share common traits with us, your thoughts are complex, prismatic. They draw me in and leave me wanting to know more. Out of respect for your privacy, I will refrain from using my power when speaking with you. Nevertheless, I want you to know that I wish to be your friend. You hear me? I did. Good. Now it's my turn again. So, what are you good at? Well... I suppose... finding things, I guess. As much as Sorin knows he's good at fighting, that's not the response he'd go with. Not with Medion. Gavrin's kind of close to finding things, right? Ooh, Gavrin! I like Gavrin too. What do you gather? Where do you go? How'd you get there? Do you fly too? That's I can't fly myself. When did it... I think we might be bothering it. Let's keep going. We'll go and see Etheirys next. She's usually in a small building. One on the west row. Right. Something about that bird is... yeah, a little uncomfortable to be around. West is this side, right? Not to mention how small that shoe is. Yeah, shoebills are big birds. Excuse me. Well, if it isn't Meteon. I see you've brought a friend today. Greetings, Euphane. An apple. Could you make me an apple? The kind Hermes likes. Covered in syrup. Want to share it with Sorin. Candied apple. Hermes is certainly partial to them. But you know you can't eat Meteon. You weren't made to do so. But I like it too. It may seem that way, but it's due to your ability to share others' feelings. You've taken Hermes' likes for your own. She can't eat. In any case, I can't prepare an apple right now, but I'll bring one for Hermes soon, I promise. I'm sorry, Sorin. I wanted to show you my favorite thing. Then I could ask about yours, but I failed. I'm happy to talk about what I like if you want. That's what you like? Yes, I can feel it. Your joy and happiness. It makes me happy too. Thanks for sharing it with me, Sorin. Well, we've walked and talked a lot. Maybe Hermes has finished talking too. Shall we go and see? I suppose we should. I get the feeling if I disappear, Emmett, I don't know if he'd be relieved or annoyed. I've seen of this side of him so far. I get the feeling that itself is... What? Back already? Pity. A bit longer, we might have snuck away without you. I'm sorry to disappoint. There you are. I can see the fresh air has done Meteon good. Sorin wanted to learn about you and Elpis, so I taught him. About this place, about my power, about your favorite food. I'm not sure if that last one will be of any use. But I do appreciate your keeping Meteon company. While you were away, I finished speaking with our guests. Finished? Hardly. You requested time to consider the invitation, so we have no choice but to occupy ourselves with an inspection of your work. My apologies. It has been decided that Emmett Selk and Hyphlodeus will accompany me as I tend to my duties. If you wish to learn more, perhaps you would like to come too. I'm compelled to remind you that he is in no way associated with the convocation. We simply chanced to meet at Propleon. There is no guarantee that the matters we discuss will remain private. I do not mind. To see the joy his presence brings Meteon, I cannot imagine our mysterious friend harbors malicious intent. Sorin is kind, really, truly. He taught me as much as I taught him. You're coming, of course, to watch Hermes? You're bound to learn lots and lots. If you'll have me. But for now, that is... Okay, now the sky clears up. There we go. There it is. The world unsundered. Yeah, stream went on for a little longer than usual. I kind of just wanted to make sure I got to a point like this where I'm not in the middle of a quest. But yeah, good progress today, I feel, and it's good to be back to the main story quests. I enjoy the world quests. I like them. You know. Big call. That's okay. So you're the person who was missing. Part of me assumed it was Meta missing, because Meta doesn't normally attend my streams. But yeah, you're back just in time for me to say goodbye, Minnie. Yeah, oh yeah. Given what you told me yesterday, I think I know what you're talking about. But with all that said, it is good to be back to the main story quest. So, unfortunately, no stream tomorrow. But I will be back on Thursday in the afternoon with, just continuing Endwalker. And to the best of my knowledge, there's nothing, there's no more content between here and the finale of Endwalker. So, thinking of the progress we've got left to make, I'm feeling there's maybe about 5-6 streams left. So I think I'll be finishing it. I think I'll be finishing Endwalker by the end of next week. Apology rescinded. Well, that's not an apologetic. Sorry, that is a sympathy rescinded. But yeah, next stream, I don't know how much progress we'll make, but we are quite possibly coming along one of my quite possibly one of my favorite cutscenes in all of gaming. But that is for next time, or maybe the time after. As usual, schedule is up on YouTube, I think. Did I upload it this week? My schedule might be up on YouTube. Otherwise, Thursday's stream is at 1 o'clock British Standard Time. Or is it 3 o'clock? I can't even remember my own schedule anymore. Yeah, there's a stream on Thursday and there's a stream on Friday. But with all that said, thank you so much for coming along. I really hope you enjoyed. And until the next stream, I hope you have a good evening, have a good night, and goodbye.